So the Ohio State University decided to join ACCRU with a number of us as wanting to be investigators and part of a group like ACCRU that actually brings or complements our portfolio of studies with studies that essentially include studies that are feasible in the community, studies that address some important scientific questions on a larger scale. Most importantly, the opportunities of actually bringing studies into the group, bringing ideas into the group that actually not just benefit the university but also benefit other academic centers and other community practices that are part of the group. So it adds to the feasibility of some of the studies. It also allows us to complement our portfolio of studies. Working with ACCRU has been really fantastic. The process is pretty seamless. Getting ideas through has been really rewarding, but most importantly, bringing studies to our institution through ACCRU has been a very streamlined process and allowed us to have access to studies otherwise we wouldn't have access to. I think if you live in the world today and you're an investigator who wants to continue moving forward with ideas, a lot of our ideas start on the breeding ground in our institutions, at the phase 1 level or early phase 2. But if you want to take it further, this is where actually, the power of ACCRU comes forward, and investigators will find ACCRU as a venue that will allow them to address the larger questions, the phase 2 randomized or more complicated, larger studies, again, where you can have a lot of access. So science is important, but a lot of science needs to be translated into clinical practice eventually, and this is what ACCRU would offer. It's unlike any cooperative group that you can think of, because it's essentially not limited by some of the restraints that come with working with the NCI-sponsored cooperative groups. On the other hand, it's not an industry-run group. It's really an investigator-run group with access to industry studies as well. So you get a perfect mix for folks to get involved. The most valuable piece of ACCRU is the human factor. It's ease of communication, folks that work hard to make this an efficient program. Essentially the capacity to continue growing and bringing more value to what we do in research across a diversity of practices. So it's a great group to work with. It's a great group to actually interface with, and it's a great venue for a lot of our studies to go through in a meaningful and reasonable time.